Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to another show. Welcome to No Stingy Energy, man. We hit you back with another one. We're talking about what's going on with Diddy, man. Some updates with Diddy. And then we also got to talk about some other things that I don't know if y'all been hearing about it. I just heard about it recently. I want to talk a little bit about more, the deeper dive. And, we got to see how it's going to affect us. All right? So, well, let me see. Where's the, see what we got going on. Let me know where y'all coming in from. Where y'all coming in from? All right, what we got? All right, so first things first, we see Diddy, all the brands, all the businesses that he have seem like they're starting to separate. So I'm talking about Revolt. He made Revolt a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago. So all his shares of Revolt. Let me see when they made Revolt. Let's see. Let's check that out real quick. (2013). So in 2013, that's when Diddy founded Revolt TV. And then he recently sold all his shares. Why is he selling all his shares? He sold all his shares to Revolt. No longer attached to Ciroc. No longer attached to Deleon. They said they took all his stuff out of stores. Like he got his fashion line was coming back. So if he is all his income sources are starting to dry up, where is this man gonna get money from moving forward? And then also with that, we also notice that he has over $100 million in debt. He's taking out multiple loans on his properties. I'm trying to figure out how could this man pay for his lifestyle moving forward if all his business deals are going bad. So we got to think about it. When you're dealing with all these allegations, all these big brands and companies don't want to deal with that. So for me, I'm trying to figure out how can we learn from this situation instead of just talking about the situation. So I would say, you got to protect yourself at all times. You got to watch what you're doing. You got to make sure the things that you do in the dark, it'll come to light. So you got to move properly. You got to have the right people around you. As you can see, he has nobody around him that's helping him or supporting him. Like not even on the internet. Nobody around him is helping him. All the people he's done business with in the past, nobody's coming out and saying positive things. Like it's looking bad, man. It's looking bad. But we get more to it. Let's get the intro real quick. All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, Lady B? What's going on? Good morning. How you feeling? Let's talk a little bit more about this. So right here, Mr. Diddy got over 100 million in mortgages. So he's taking out multiple mortgages on 3 houses. He has 8 mortgages. So for me, I'm like trying to figure out. Yes, he has all this debt, but where is this income gonna continue to come in? Because none of his partnerships are together anymore. He doesn't even own the business that he started in 2013, Revolt. I don't know if his label is doing all that. You know, he just started the Love record label, so I'm sure they don't have a lot of income from that. Recently, Bad Boy, when he had the label, he started to give all his artists. I don't know if it was allegedly. I don't know if it ever went through. Started giving all his artists back their publishing and the other stuff. What is it called? Publishing and something else. So I'm trying to figure out. Maybe y'all can help me. How is he gonna pay this $100 million back? How is he gonna pay the $100 million back if every business he's attached to is no longer want to do business with him? Right. So again, we got to figure out how can we learn from this situation for us. So when it comes to real estate, we have to buy more income producing properties. When it comes to business in general, we have to buy more income producing properties. I mean, businesses, and not always attach our name to it. Because when you attach your name to stuff, as soon as something like this happens, everybody stop messing with you and your income stop. What's some other ways we can learn from this? Have good people around him. Because again, he has nobody around him that's helping him, saying positive things, just anything. So it's a sad situation. All right, let's look at some more videos real quick. And another thing, who knows if this is true or not? Because this man's still not in jail. Still not in jail. If he has, they went check out some cameras. Still not in jail. Never went to court. Don't have no court dates. So we got to figure out what's really going on. So in other news, let's talk about this real quick. So I think this is a little bit more important because we're getting distracted from what's really going on. We got some warships. Russia sent some warships into the Red Sea. All right. Boom. Pick this up real quick.
Yeah, we've been distracted by P-Diddy, you know what I'm saying? And now Russia then invaded the Red Sea
Yeah.
on us.
We
What's
got to
going
pay what's really going on. What's up, Ben? What's up, Ben? So we got things in America that's really going on. So we got Russia warships into the Red Sea. So when I first saw this, I was like, what they got to do with us? Well, they got a lot to do with us because we have American Navy people in the areas where they're going. So this really could start a war. We're not paying attention. Like if it start a war, how does that affect us? Family members got to go out because now they're we're gonna look at it too, but they're letting retired people come back with benefits or something like that. They just opened that up. Our oil prices is gonna go up. We're all producing the most oil right now in the world, but you never know how that's gonna affect us as people. We may be paying $3.80 per gallon. That may go up a whole dollar. And what's going on, D-Page? If all this is happening, why aren't we paying more attention to it? This is going to affect our money. Let's just say we ordering products or anything. Somebody here has a business and your manufacturers overseas. Now nobody gonna be able to go across the sea. This sea that's going on right here. So this is the
They
thing that
said
we got
that's
to
where, well,
huh?
they say, oh, that where they're entering the sea, we do a lot of transactions, so it would definitely slow up a lot of our supply chain to the United States. The things that we get every day would super slow
Right.
down, which would devastate our economy at the exact same time.
It's gonna devastate the economy. It's gonna make everything go up. We may have an e-commerce business or drop shipping business or whatever. A lot of people order product. It may come from overseas, and now we got maybe have an influx of orders, and now we can't give people the product. So now we look bad. So if this is going on, that means you got to pivot in your business. You may have to switch your supplier up. You may have to start getting your stuff not by boat. You may have to get it by plane, or you just need to get somebody on the other side of this situation. So if you either getting it by plane, you're getting it by boat. 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get your stuff on time. Nobody's gonna risk their employees, their business by sending ships through the water of a war. It really don't make sense. Let's see. All right. They got some more clips in there.
Yeah, you want me to play the video of them in the Red Sea? Yeah, let's put that on.
Let's play it. Let's play it, man. We got to talk more about it. Did anybody know about this? Put a one in the chat if you knew about this. The whole situation going on. Stop playing, Ruben.
Yeah, I stopped playing it.
So, who knows about this situation? Because this is a major situation.
A lot of people don't know because they've been distracted with Diddy, and that's what everybody's saying is that we're so focused on Diddy that we're not paying attention that World War III is about to happen. If Russia comes and attacks us, I mean, according to this video, they have the most deadliest weapon on board that can just devastate us. Okay. And then we got all these bridges. We thought it was just one bridge. It's now 3 bridges that are dismantled.
What other 2 is it?
I think there's one in Oklahoma. I forgot what the other one is, but I do know the other one was in Oklahoma. And there's another one where it didn't all the way go into the sea. But I mean, all of this, it's distracting us from what's really going on with the United States. Are we about to be under attack? Should we be preparing for war? Should we be in some bunkers? Should I go get some water? Should I have my survival kit? Should I get a gun? I need to know. What we gonna do?
Yeah. We're gonna do about the business too,
We'll see the chat talking about April 8th. We got the solar eclipse coming up. We're gonna be in darkness for a few days. We got Baltimore. Yep, it was Baltimore was the 3rd place. So yeah, I mean, all these things is just peculiar.
And we worried about the loans.
Mm-hmm. We worried about Diddy and what he doing with his fruity parties. You know what I'm saying? We need to be figuring out what we gonna do. What kind of party we about to have?
So, Claudia asks, "Does Russia destroy the bridge?" No, I don't believe Russia destroyed the bridge. No, I don't think so. I don't know where the ship came from. That's a horrible situation. Jesus is coming back. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on.
But I'm gonna say a few prayers. I'll tell you that much.
So, what's the situation with the eclipse? They say it's supposed to be dark for 2-3 days.
Yeah, with the solar eclipse, it majority of certain states is going to be, in darkness, but this is the first time in a long time that we've ever seen this type of solar eclipse. So a lot of people are afraid that different things that can happen. We can go into total darkness. I mean, we're mainly online with all our satellites, but our satellites could be black. I mean, there's so many things that could happen, you know what I mean, during that time. A missile can go off, Russia can launch this deadly weapon. I mean, anything can happen when these types of things. So, I mean, right now a lot of people are just on pins and needles. And I can see why. I mean, there's too much going on. I'm still trying to figure out, why did they hit the bridge? What was that
Yeah,
about?
yeah. So there's a lot of things going on right now, man. We got a lot of things in the military going on. Inflation's still up. Um, inflation's still up. Prices of stuff still up. So it's too much shit going on. So we gotta figure out, how can we make more money in our business? How can we protect our family? Because right now it's just too much going on. We got a new election coming up. That's gonna affect what we got going on. Um, Trump and Putin been beefing for years. Putin is over Russia. So that's why a lot of people is worried about all this situation, because it could be another war, because we have American soldiers in that same area where the ships are going.
Facts. And if we don't figure it out, we might be left holding the stick. I mean, we supposed to be the mighty United States, but if Russia, and who else are we fighting with? Iran? Is that who we fighting with too? I
Think
don't
so.
know. I'm not really, I try to stay away from political arenas, but I mean, 2024, I mean, we learned from these last few years has really done us a doozy. So I don't think 24 is going to disappoint. I think we definitely need to be thinking about what we're going to do with our money, what we're going to be doing to survive if anything pops off, all that. So, I would love to hear from the chat, if y'all want to click the link and join the show. Let's talk about it. We want to hear from y'all.
See, let me share this screen real quick.
All right.
They got a lot of information about it. You gotta pay attention.
See, oh yeah, y'all, it's about to go down. See, while a lot of people are being distracted, Russia has deployed warships in the Red Sea. Now, ask yourself, why are they doing this and where did this come from? Well, do y'all remember on March 22nd, 2024, 143 Russian civilians were unalived? So hopefully you guys can really start to see what's going on. This wasn't all blown up in the news. They talking about Diddy all day, every day. You want to know what else is going on? That leads me to believe we are on a precipice of World War III. Take a look at this next slide. The U.S. Air Force
There
has
it goes.
started a program that will allow up to 1,000 retired officers to enlist and return to active duty. Now, that was posted in February. I've seen a few people that were active saying that they were in contact with people that were retired, saying they were basically demanded to come back because of an 8-year service thing. I'm not too informed about that, but very interesting, don't you think? But all of these distractions going on. Now, mind you, they're distractions because, as usual, something bigger like a world war may actually start. Then you got CERN wanting to use its machine during the solar eclipse. What the hell is going on, y'all? This is.
Hmm. So thoughts about that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So it's more things going on than we know.
I mean, if they start up CERN, that's another thing. I mean, I ain't heard that in a minute. I didn't know about that. So they about to start up that. I mean, I don't know. Everything just seemed familiar. They're saying there's prophecies going on with the Bible. All of that is coming into play now.
They got some things in the Bible.
Yeah, there's just some biblical prophecies that I'm hearing is now being spoken about. I haven't really did research on it, but I mean, it really got me, really thinking about what we need to be really be focusing on. Should we just be just working like everything is usual, or should we be packing down? Because I don't know about y'all. I ain't got no bunker. I mean, I'm in Colorado. We got big bunkers up in here, but I don't. What we gonna do if they hit Alaska?
Well, I look at it from the other side. Let's just
What's the other
say
side?
all this do happen. You can make a lot of money from this situation. That's what I'm thinking about. So if you set up with the government correctly, like Coach talked about before, get these government contracts. Everybody in the army needs something. They need toilet paper. They need toothbrushes. They need what's the little food things they be eating? CR3, CREs, whatever they call. They need water. So how can we make money from this situation if it does happen? Right? We got to get our business in order. Um, we got to get our personal taxes in order, our business taxes in order, so we can take advantage of the situation that's going on. So let's just say worst case scenario, we do go to war. If you set up properly, say I'm low. I don't know what's going on. I've been having issues with my microphone morning, but if we set up properly, we know. So once you learn something like this is going on, it could be a war, it could be a hurricane coming, it could be a tornado coming. You got to set up yourself properly before it comes. Natural disasters not gonna stop coming.
So what does that look like? Where do we go to get survival kit stuff? Like, what are your top things that I should be buying? Do I need radios? Do I need candles? Do I need
Shit,
canned foods? What do I need to do?
I'm not talking about survival. I'm talking about making money in the towns.
Oh,
Of course, you got to be ready, to survive. But somebody's always making money in situations like this. So, like what you're saying, survival, candles and radios and all that. Who's on the other side supplying these stores with that? That's what I'm thinking about. You got to always think about the business side of crazy situations. Somebody's always capitalizing off the situation. So, what's needed in situations? Water. Everybody go need propane.
toilet paper. We seen that during the pandemic. We couldn't get it rolled for the life of us.
Toilet paper, lights, like the little battery operated lights.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Radios,
Non-perishable food. Heat.
Generators, fans. There's all kind of stuff. So if you set up yourself up correctly with the government, do your taxes, personal and business, and then start getting government contracts. By the time all this come up, you're already ready to go. You're already ready to go. Instead of when it happened, trying to get ready to go, you're too late. Other people are setting up themselves up now for those situations. So for the people that live in Louisiana, Texas, Florida, hurricane season starts in June, July. Why don't you prepare yourself up now so you can get these government contracts? Because all the people that live near the Gulf, we get major hurricanes. Yeah, I think Louisiana, our last one was like 3 years ago. Florida get them all the time. Texas get them, here and there. So if you prepared early, you can make a lot of money. Darby State batteries, you can make a lot of money. So with all these natural disasters, that's pretty much tied in with let's just say war happens too. Like you can be actually shipping off batteries and making a hella bag because the government gonna pay more because they need it. So we gotta be in position to take advantage of the situation.
So how do you get positioned like that? Like, so should I just start a business, get my LLC and just, be prepared and start buying? Or should I just be ready to do government contracts? Like, What does that look
That's
like? Can you give us the blueprint?
Yeah, that's a good question. So you got to be prepared. Of course, to get government contracting, you got to have all your stuff in order that's tied to the government. Everything that's tied to the government, you need to have in order. So anything attached to your social, anything attached to your EIN. You don't need to be behind in child support. That's not a good look. You don't need to have a lot of things going on like people suing you or not having your stuff together, not having your taxes up to date because all that is, they can see all that. So you want to have your house in order, and then you want to actually start go on the government websites. They have I know Coach Austin talked about it before. They got a government website showing how much funds they have for certain things. And then you want to go make your LLC. You make sure your LLC is a good name. You want to have an enterprise, consultant, something like that. You don't want to have high risk names. After that, you want to figure out where they have the most money at. And then you start, of course, researching that business or researching that area. And then you got to make sure you start building your business up because if you're trying to do business with the government, they're going to order 9 times out of 10 big orders. You got to be able to fulfill those orders. So you need to start working on your lines of credit. You need to start working on your personal credit to make sure that's right to get lines of credit. You want to get business credit cards, lines of credit at these banks. Of course, you want to go to the regional banks, big banks for the business credit. You got to know how the sequence goes. What banks care about what? Chase cares about hard inquiries. So that's going to automatically be the first bank you go with. You also want to have multiple LLCs so you can take advantage of the business credit. Have you 3, 4 LLCs. You can get government contracting with all of them.
So here's my question then. So with you saying that maybe, I need to be able to fulfill the orders, would you say then maybe I should make sure that I have vendors that are United States based, or should I be looking at overseas, especially if this thing with Russia happens? What does that look like for somebody who only has, vendors that can fulfill these orders overseas? My manufacturers are in China.
Well, just in all business, you got to have different levels of relationships. You got to have local, overseas, different sides of the world, different sides of the country, because things can happen at any time. Like if I'm doing business, I don't want all my business people to be in Florida. What happens if something happened to Florida? Then my business is done. I want to have businesses in Florida, California, all the way in North Dakota, if possible. You got to have everything in different areas, in different regions, because you never know. They can have a snowstorm in North Dakota. Now I can't get my product. But if I have relationships with another person, another company in Florida, I can just be like, man, I don't even worry about it. I can get my Florida Connect to do it. And let's just say they all gonna have different prices. You got to set your price of the highest person, So if you have to switch, you always good. But that's a good question, Ruby.
So my next question would be is should my business be liquid? Like should I be making sure that I can get out of things quick if need be? Like how do I can make sure that, even if something does change in the market, anything like that, my money's still working for me. How do I do that?
Well, that's when it comes to what we said earlier. You gotta have lines of credit, business credit, and don't have too much inventory, of course. And you gotta make sure you get into a business that needs what you trying to do. That's why I said earlier, you gotta read what a government is having money in. And they have a lot of different areas where the government is giving away money. Like they always building highways. I don't care. Anytime you go to Houston, they're doing some highway work. So maybe you need to start figuring out how you can get connected with these cement plants, cement companies. You get the contract, you get your cement from one place, 2 places, and now you making money off of that.
Gotcha.
What's all needed to build a bridge? What's all needed to build these streets? They need concrete, they need dirt. You may know 5 people that have a CDL. Tell them,
Gotcha.
hey, go get this dirt truck, or let's rent this out, see how it works. I'm gonna get this government contract to move in loads of dirt for these highways. You may go back and forth 7 miles moving dirt every day. It may pay 2,000-3,000 a day just to move dirt.
So
and you
position
as the
myself
person,
to be able to take advantage of the opportunity, but
correct.
when in markets that are already happening. So like for instance, in Las Vegas, I heard they're creating like a lagoon and they're spending $1 billion.
So
So
what they need to make a
something like
lagoon,
that.
they need some sand.
Yeah. Right. Right.
They need sand. You know, I don't know if they're gonna make it like a natural lagoon or they're gonna put cement at the bottom, but whatever they're doing, you need sand. If you do cement, you need sand. If you do a natural lagoon, you need sand or whatever.
So
They
within
need
there,
somebody to do it. But
when I'm pitching this to the government, like what things do I need to have? Like, should I have a proposal of, what it would look like, the cost of materials, a breakdown of the financial side, how fast we can get the work done? Like, what makes them choose me? If everybody knows this too, right? Everybody knows that they're going to need concrete. How do I make sure that I'm giving them the best price and they go with my team?
well, you gotta be surprised. Yeah, it sounds like everybody knows, but most people don't.
Hmm.
You know, everybody knows they have good jobs out there, but people still choose not to get them. You get what I'm saying? So, and everybody's not set up to get those things. But the government will tell you exactly what they're looking for. You got to be in position to supply what they need. And then that another good thing with that, you got to be good at networking because the people that make those decisions are government and politics and all that.
Got you. So
Yep,
have some connections. Okay.
that's it. I don't like politics, but shit, I got to get into it now because if you're really trying to elevate, you got to be connected to the people that make the decisions.
And then how does that look? Like, how are we vetting all this stuff going on? Look like we got a guest in the studio. What's up, Lady B?
Good morning, family. I'm just here. I
What's
wanted to
up?
join the stage.
Yeah,
Talk
join
to us.
the
Talk to us.
conversation. Talk to us.
What's your
Oh
thoughts
no.
about all the situation going on in the government contracts and stuff like that?
Well, everything going on as far as Diddy. I'm sure y'all know my thoughts on that. But as far as government contracting, yes, that is. I agree with you, O'Neill. I think we need to see, you know, what is happening and how, as business owners and entrepreneurs, how we can take advantage of that. Because whatever the government got going on is where is an opportunity for us to make money. So that we definitely should be paying attention to. Ruby, you asked how we can position ourselves to get this money. I'm in the process. I've been in the process for a while on becoming a government contractor. It's not an easy process depending on how you're trying to come in. If you're trying to get big contracts, there's a lot you need to put in place. When you're talking about construction, community development. But if you're looking for smaller contracts, there's really nothing you need to put in place other than just signing up with sam.gov. But some things to consider is something like, your capability statement, your business resume, networking and building relationships with government contracting officers. Um, are some of the things. And also the major thing is having certain certifications, right? Being in a smaller pool where you can bid on these contracts and the possibility of you winning is higher.
Yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you exactly what you need, and don't think you got to start off at the big things we're talking about, like the cement with the highways. You can start off with small things, like super small. Like you can get you a truck and still make some business because schools be needing school supplies. They be needing paper, highlighters, pens. You can start off with that. That's all you need is a truck, a van. They may say, look, we need 2,000 iPads in the next week. You got to be in position to go get that. You may get the iPads at $75 a piece. They may be looking to pay 180 a piece.
So is
Making
there some particular
$105.
industries Is there
Oh,
some
they got
particular?
all kind of stuff.
Okay.
Uh,
So like is it like can you give us a couple of industries that you would think has more of a easier entry for someone just starting out versus someone that's already had a couple of contracts?
now for me, I would say I would do whatever I can do. Whatever I am capable of doing at this moment, that's what I'm going after. Because once you're in there, you gotta build. You know, you gotta get your reps in. Let me see if I can go on the website real quick.
Some of the easier industries are like janitorial, cleaning. These are things where you don't necessarily, you could just, and a lot of this as well is, connections, right? Like if you're not able to do a thing and you find a contract, you can team up with the company that is able to do it, and you're just like their administrative part where you can get paid as well through that contract. But janitorial service is a very easy one.
That's easy. My dad got a contract with doing janitorial, and he started a business and made it happen. And they paying hella bread. Anybody can go clean.
Got you.
Well, I'm about to get some.
Like for me, I probably go into healthcare, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm also looking at the economy, what's driving the economy. And I think, as I was studying healthcare is what number two in me of what we focus on. So that would be an industry that I would look into, just different ways that I can have that, because there's always going to be senior care. Even during the pandemic, a lot of people kind of slept on being positioned in healthcare somehow, whether that be long-term care services, whether that be, delivering medications and things like that. So there was a shortage that happened during the pandemic, so there was a lot of missed opportunities. So I would definitely, look at that and seeing how I would get a government contract like that in order to stay in the long-term care sector and healthcare. To be honest with you.
Yeah, they got different levels of that too. You know, when people hear healthcare, they think automatically they gotta have all these degrees, they gotta have this, they gotta have that, and they got smaller things that you can do in healthcare. You can still be in healthcare and you can deliver the needles. You can deliver um the bed, the hospital bed. You know,
Facts. A lot of it was mostly
emergency room.
pharmacy stuff. Like being a carrier was big. Because a lot of people, couldn't get out to their doctors, so they had a lot of deliveries going on of people's medications to their doors. And yeah, so I think that's pretty cool.
So Ruby, like O mentioned, right? There's a lot of different things you could do in healthcare. But what I would like you to think about when it comes to the government is like, what is the government in need for that they're willing to pay for, right? So when you say long-term care, because for instance, I'm in the group home industry, right? So I would align that. We've had Noble on this show explaining how he does housing solutions with government contracting, right? But older people has really nothing to do with the government. They're more into like mental health, people getting out of prison. But when we're talking about older folks, that's how come a lot of them were left hanging during the pandemic, because that has nothing to do with the government. But if you're talking about delivery, medication, needles, whatever needs they may have, then that's different. If you want to look into like,
Well, it actually did have a lot to do. So you had Medicaid, Medicare, which is, federally funded. Then you have VA as well. So there was a huge opportunity. What ended up happening though is that our healthcare system was not in place. So things that sprung up during the pandemic, like telehealth, was huge. Doctors were not able to go to the office and meet people. So virtual visits really sprung up. So, but a lot of places, rural areas in the United States didn't even have internet, didn't have towers and stuff. So, there was no way for them to even get online, which is huge. There's a huge disparity when it comes to that. So that's why I had mentioned different parts of healthcare. But yeah, healthcare is huge, and it's the second thing in our economy that drives us. I mean, without healthcare, I mean, we would be broke. I mean, and right now with baby boomers, by 2030, baby boomers will most likely be in long-term care services. So no matter what happens, it's either going to drain us or it's going to help us, because there's a transfer. What's going on is like wealth is transferring too. So all those baby boomers, all of their heirs, all those trusts are passing down to the millennials at the exact same time. So a lot of different things can go in. So that's why I just want to talk about that. But let's pull up what O has on the screen. Go ahead, O.
So this is one of the things I was talking about. So this is how you can, hold on, let me put it a little bigger. I look good right there?
Yeah, that looks good. If you can make
All
it
right.
just a little bit bigger.
Make it a little bit bigger.
If not, you just read it to us. I could put it on full screen too.
All right, boom. So this is different ways how you can make money. Look what they're looking for. So this is how you can, now this is Louisiana. I'm sure everybody got it. With apparel, luggage, and personal care products, you can put in bids. This is the bid website. Bids by category. You can click on there, put a bid in, you can do it. They got all different kind of stuff. Cleaning equipment, supplies, commercial, military, private vehicles. What we talking about. They got all this shit coming up. Defense, law enforcement, security. It could be all kind of stuff. You can be making money. This is what we was talking about. Lamps, light bulbs, lighting fixtures, accessory, electrical equipment, supplies, farming, fishing, wildlife contracting services. There's all kind of stuff. Healthcare, that's what Ruby's talking about. Disease prevention control, medical practice, medical services. There's all different industries you can make money in. We're talking about cleaning, industrial cleaning services, cleaning, janitorial. They got a long list. You want to
So
get to the oil and
would
gas.
you
They got that too.
would you say, that they're more likely looking for someone who's just starting out, or someone that already knows their field a little bit? Like, do you feel like, it's better to come with like, hey, these are some of the jobs that I've worked on. We're able to take on this. Like, how do I position myself to beat out the competition bidding for these contracts?
So really, you just got to have all your business in order. They go for the lowest price. That's why it's a bidding site. It's a government bidding site. So you got to put all your stuff in order and shoot a price. You got to make sure, of course, the smaller you are, the lower price you can shoot, the better profit you can make. So that's why you also got to have relationships. So when you have relationships, of course, they're not supposed to tell you. But if everybody's bidding 500,000 and over, if your relationships say, look, all the bids coming in at 500 to 560, you need to be at 480. And if you at 480, the government gonna pick you. And then if they do pick you, you have all your stuff in order. You got to be able to fulfill what you bidding for. You got to be able to supply what they're looking for. You got to be able to do the job correctly so you can continue to do business with these people. And 9 times out of 10, if they pick you for a contract, you'll be up for renewal every year. And if you do a great job, you can just get renewed, and then you get an increase.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
That's how I go. But again, going back to what we said, you got to get into a little politics a little bit, because the people that make these decisions are in politics. So you got to make them your friends. You got to donate to their campaigns. You got to show up when they have events. That's how you start getting this money. It ain't just about your business looking pretty. They can care less about that. It's all about money.
Yeah, I dropped the link in the chat, Darby. If you want to go ahead and pop on in here, we would love to hear your perspective on this as well.
This is where the bag is at.
Okay.
War coming, hurricane coming, regular life happening. You could be making a killing. I'm trying to get more into this year coming.
So what are you thinking about bidding on? Like what industry you're looking at that you feel like you can take on?
I'm trying to go in something that I'm gonna be busy every month. So like I said, my dad do the cleaning thing. He got a contract with the airport in my area. I want something similar to that. I want something like they need paper delivered every month, you know. Toilet paper, a pair of luggage. I'm cool with that. What y'all need? I go get it. There's all the different things. School uniforms, assistant, uh, hygiene items. I'm cool with that.
Got you.
Bid delivery instructions. They tell you exactly what to do.
Now, is there any agencies out there that we can contact that can help us through the process of obtaining a government contract, or like free resources that we can connect with to prepare ourselves for that?
Yeah, they got coaches. Coaches do all that.
You also have something called TPAC, but hopefully you find a good one in there.
What's that? Explain that.
So TPAC is it's an organization that helps people who are looking to become government contractors. They've been granted a government contract to help people become government contractors. So they help you through the process as far as setting up your capability statement, your business resume, a business plan, and these type of things. So they assign you one, and they're supposed to help you through the process. But it's if you get a good one.
We got should we talk about more about these government contracting stuff? Do y'all think it's beneficial for y'all? Hit the like button and also put a 1 in the chat. Then we can put a show around stuff like this. Because I think more of us need to get involved in these situations. We got skills, we got relationships, we need consistent business. I think this is the best place to go. Let me go back on here. But they got so much different things you can do. Search for open bids. Got all kind of stuff.
So when I'm on this website, now that I see that it's listed, is there any other information that I can find out on there? Like, how do I go about, like, do I have to fill out a profile? Do I got to submit certain things to prove that I got certain certifications? Like, is all that through the website? Or do I have to have like a meeting or something like that? Like, what that look like?
Well, man, of course, you got to be. So basically, whatever you're interested in, you got to be set up to do that business. So you talking about medical and all that. You don't need to be filling out an 18-wheeler thing because you're not ready for that. So you have to do business with the business that you're familiar with, unless you have a connection that's good with 18-wheelers, I would say that's a good thing to do too. Like, you be the person that knows how to do all this, and you can search for people to help you. You can partner up with other people. That's what I might do. Because if you have all the resources, you just got to find people to do business with. If you know how to operate these websites, you got our relationships, you know all the numbers that's getting submitted by the people. You could be the person that's connecting everybody, and you making money off of everybody, and you doing nothing but connecting, networking, going on them events, donate money to people campaigns or whatever. That's the person that really make the bag.
Got you.
Because you just find somebody that specializes in whatever's available. Okay. Kind of like DJ Khaled. He make albums, but he ain't never the one rapping.
Nice.
He just brings people in together.
Nice. Looks like we got Tam in the studio, but we can't bring you on stage because it says your device is not connected. So if you want to turn on either your just turn on your mic, then we can bring you on stage. If you don't want to be on camera to talk, we would love to hear from you. I'm also dropping the link in the chat if you want to jump up here. If you got some information you want to share, we would love to hear from y'all. Go ahead. Oh.
Yeah, so we're going to have more shows about this because I think it's real important, especially with all this war stuff they're talking about, especially with all the natural disasters that we have. Pretty much every city or every region has different natural disasters. You know, you may be up north, it may be a lot of snow. Maybe down in the south, we got to deal with a lot of hurricanes. Maybe on California side, you got to deal with wildfires. Why not be prepared to help these people out and make money at the same time? The best thing to do is to make money while you're helping people. You can't go wrong with that. Just like with wholesaling, you're helping people and making money. Why not be on this side? You're helping people and making money.
Now, once you get a bid, right? Is it easier to get more bids after that? Do you feel like once you've gotten into like maybe one, it was successful, and then like what's the timeline that a contract can be open for? Like, is all that information listed on the website? Or
Yeah, they tell you all the information right here. But going back to what you're saying, you know, once you're in there, can you get more? That's going back to what I said. You got to be in the right spaces. You got to know the right people. You got to communicate with people. They're going to tell you exactly what's needed, how much they're paying, where you need to be at, how long it's going to last. Like, my dad be talking to a lot of people, but like, I don't know if the people that's in Lafayette right now know what's going on with the throughway. So they're doing it's a main road. They're redoing it. They've been talking about this 10 years ago. So I got my CDL in like 2014. I was about to start like a trucking company, but that's when everything went down. I think 2014, 2015 with the oil industry and all that. I got my CDL because I was preparing for what they're doing right now. So this was like, 2014, 15. So everything that happens in the government, they be prepared for that 5-10 years ahead of time.
got you. So my other question,
unless it's an emergency, but go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So my other question when it comes to government contracts, how does the taxes look like on that? Do they tax themselves differently? Like, is there some tax breaks that we get because we're dealing with government?
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know all that, but I'm sure they got something. They probably do 1099.
Okay.
And
So
you gotta do the
1099.
tax yourself. I'm sure. Like I said, I don't know for sure. I don't like to speak on things I don't know, but I'm sure they do 1099, and you got to figure it out after that. They don't want to be low for that either.
But there's really no like incentives other than just you just get more money consistently.
They might.
Okay.
They might have some incentives. I don't know. We're gonna have to do another one about this with Kevin or Coach Austin, because that's what they do. They specialize in that. I don't specialize in this. I just know some stuff about it because I've been around it for a minute.
Got you. So I think like out here in Colorado, we have they're trying to do more composting and like trash. So there was a contract out there to deliver all the trash cans. Pretty cool gig.
It's a good business right there. I know I said it before, but shit, I'm trying to get in the trash business too.
Yeah, I didn't know that much about that. Yeah.
That ain't going nowhere. As long as they got people that are gonna have trash.
So would you say it's better to go for things that are not necessarily trends going on, but more so things that have more of a longevity, like the everyday things? As far as looking at like when you're, because I mean, people get overwhelmed with so many different choices. Like, is this for me, or like how do I narrow that down in my research for my niche? Like, yeah, I'm in healthcare, but how do I look at the data to see, is this really for me?
So for me, everything that I do, I look at what's the easiest for me to do and what's gonna be long term. So for me, need based, something that ain't going nowhere, something you gotta have, and what's the easiest thing for me to do. So a lot of people get it confused. They look at how much money it's paying, but they don't look at the back end of, what it's gonna take to actually fulfill this situation. So I know for me, just a lot of people in general, when they go into college, people don't know what they want to go to college for. They look at the income level. How much money can this make? How much money could this make? How much money could an attorney make? How much money could a doctor make? How much money could a nurse make? And then they go to school for that because they're looking at the money. Instead of going to school for something that they're really interested in, something that they like, and then go to school for that. Because typically a lot of people get degrees and they never use them. Reason being because 9 times out of 10 they really probably don't like that. Their parents forced them into doing it, or they just looked at the money and they don't really like it. So they went to school for 4 or 5 years, got a degree in something that they really hate and they don't like. So I approach business the same way. What do I like? What's easiest for me to do? Of course, need to make money as well, but you got to do something that you're going to actually enjoy for the longevity, not just
Now,
for the money.
would you say a person should only go for government contracts, or should I have a combination, like mix my portfolio up as far as my investment?
So you want to really have as much stuff as possible, but we got to think about reality. A lot of people get comfortable.
Gotcha.
A lot of people get comfortable. A lot of people get I ain't gonna say lazy, but a lot of people satisfied. Some people satisfied with 100,000 a year, 120 a year. I always say, get more.
So it looks like in the chat somebody said we can send an RFP, a request for more information. What's an RFP and RFQ? What's that?
How about you get up here? Talk to us, Antoinetta. You got a lot to say.
Here's the link. Boom. I would love to hear. Okay, request for qualifications. Got you. Okay. Can you talk about it with us? We would love to hear your sweet voice this morning.
Antoinetta probably bringing the kids to school.
So let's say now, I got the government contract. Would you say that I should reinvest and go for bigger ones? Like, is there like a scale? Like, okay, let's say I want to pour concrete just at regular parks, but then I want to work doing, I want to do my concrete on the national highways now. You see what I'm saying? How do I move from the smaller ones to the bigger ones? Like, how do I build up to that? Like, do I reinvest that money that I just made?
Yeah, they got different levels, but before you apply for something, you need to be prepared for it because you don't want to apply for something you can't fulfill it.
Got you.
So for me, if I'll do this, I would try to prepare myself for the next thing. Let's just say I'm supplying schools with paper. Now I want to start supplying maybe the school board with paper.
Got you.
Maybe I want to start supplying all these government office buildings with paper.
So would you say a good investment would be into the equipment to increase productivity? So yeah, I got that money, and then now instead of me spending it on maybe hiring staff and stuff, more invest back into just equipment that can help produce more revenue.
Yeah, you want to invest it back in your business. That's just with government contracts to any business. Instead of just going buy things for yourself, start buying things that you need to make more money in your business. So again, going back to paper and toilet paper. If that's what you're doing, you start off with a U-Haul truck because you ain't have no money. You have to rent a truck. Well, first thing I'm going to do is buy a truck. Second thing I'm going to do is buy a box truck. I'm going to buy a regular truck first until I get enough money to buy a box truck. And then once I get a box truck, I'm going to run that thing as long as I can. And then I'm going to start to hire somebody to operate that box truck. Then I'm going to buy another one. I'm going to drive the other one. Person I employ will drive the second one.
Gotcha. So like, let's say you go into a job, like, so in Colorado, we had a big job for the VA hospital, and the people who bidded on that, they didn't realize the amount of work that ended. So like, they did a lot of, financial analysis before they went in, but unfortunately we had 3 different bids go in and most people were not able to fulfill the contract. What does that look like to make sure you're like in the safe zone? Like, okay, I have the capability, but are we ready to do it? You see what I'm saying? Like, what steps do I need to be looking at in my business? What areas or departments should I be looking for as indicators that this is the bid for me? Outside of me just saying I can do it. Like, yeah, I got staff and all that, but like what ended up happening out here with the VA hospital is they were not able to keep up with the deadlines. You see what I'm saying? Like, it sounded good at first until the deadlines is you had to do this by this time.
I'm not gonna lie. If you in any business, you starting to get in trouble, you ain't meeting things. That's when it's time to put your money up. You gotta hire somebody that's been there before. You gotta hire somebody that's familiar with the area you in. That's when it's time to bring in mentors. Why keep trying to fight a fight alone and you losing instead of just hire somebody that's gonna help you that been there before?
Can you
That's
list some of
that's
those people we would hire? Like what on your team, who would you hire to help you
it.
with that? Like what type of mentors are we looking for here?
You want to look for people in your area first that you know are successful in that space. Some people that's gonna show you the receipt and pay the price. And then let's just say somebody say, I don't mentor. I don't charge for that. Well, build a relationship with them. How could I help you in your business? Then they'll start to give you the game.
Got you.
What you need in your business. Or if you see something they're struggling with, say, look, I know this person you can talk to. I know that person you can talk to. Just holler at them real quick. It could be somebody that an old school guy. Because we got to keep it real. Most old school people just make money and their systems are terrible. You could be like, man, I see you don't have no CRM. How about I holler at one of my homeboys who can help you with this, get all this together and get your business a little bit smoother than it is. I know you're making a lot of money. I know you're highly successful, but you could be more successful. You just had this in place. A lot of things change in business in the 90s. You know, a lot of people that old cats, they get stuck in their ways. So you can add value to them. And if you do that, you just think about it. Just keep adding value to them. They'll turn around and add value to you. After they told you 5-6 months ago that they don't teach people their business, they don't do mentorship. But if you showing them out of love how their business could be better, how they can make more money, they're gonna turn around and give you some game too.
Gotcha. So
or
would
you
you
just
say
find
it would
somebody
be
that's
fair
different.
to maybe go into a partnership, you think? I know we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago about, going into partnership to kind of strengthen that bid together. I think when we had Noble on the show, he was talking about how he partnered with the hotels out so he can fulfill all the doors that they needed. Even though he didn't necessarily own all the properties, he found the rooms that he needed to partner with. So then he was able to bank and cash in on that.
Right. So that's how I went, to go back to what I said earlier. You could be that person to get all these contracts and get all the business, and you partner with people that specialize in that specific business that you apply for. That's what I do. That'd be the best thing. But you got to pick the right person.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate it. I
All
mean,
right.
I learned a lot.
So again, if y'all want more information on this, I want more information on it. The like button, put a flame in the chat. Because I think we need more information on this. We need more value on this. We got to figure out a way to get in. Because with all these different things going on, interest rates high, they building a lot of houses, a lot of office buildings going vacant, more people starting to work at home. How can we take advantage of everything going on? They may have a war about to start. They got a election coming up. A lot of different things going on, but we also need to look at the other side of how can we make money from this situation. We getting distracted by Diddy. We gotta stop worrying about that shit and think about how could I make money from what's going on in the world today. Diddy ain't giving us no money.
Not at all.
Diddy ain't feeding our family. You know what I'm saying? It's just entertainment at the end of the day, and to distract you from what's really going on. So, get your house in order. Figure out how can you make money if anything happens, natural disaster. How can you make money from that? Be prepared today so you can get paid tomorrow. And again, if y'all want to hear more about it, put some ones in the chat, shoot some DMs, hit the like button. If you want to join the family, got 3 different levels. They got Visionary, Legacy, Trailblazer. Click 1, hit the like button, subscribe button. We appreciate y'all. Hope y'all learned a lot of value today. We might have to switch the thumbnail, Ruby. We may have to switch the thumbnail. We may have to switch that. I ain't want to talk about Diddy too much, man. Diddy ain't making us no money, man. We got to learn how to make some money. So with
Only
that
people
being said, man.
they're suing him. That's the only ones.
Yeah. So that being said, man, we out. Y'all have a good day. We'll make y'all some money. Again, y'all bring. How about we bring more data, more research about all this government stuff, and I'm gonna try to put a show together, maybe Thursday or next week, so we can learn more about it. That being said, man, I'm out. Peace.
What's up, y'all? So most people struggle with sales. A lot of us in real estate, and we struggle with our sales. We struggle with follow-up, we struggle with leads, and we just basically missing out on deals. For me, I just got on Taskify CRM. They send messages out for you. And look, a lot of us have work. When you get off of work, you have hot leads ready for you. Make sure you check out Taskify CRM. I'm telling you, it automatically replies for you. And look, it sends you multiple messages. Like we talking about drip campaigns, so you're not missing out on the lead follow-up. So make sure you check out Taskify CRM. Use coupon code NoStingyEnergy to get 10% off. And I'm about to show y'all inside my CRM so I can see how it really works. Make sure y'all check it out. Peace.